So today we're going to talk about marketing automation. And I get a lot of questions about, how'd you figure out this marketing automation? We are a marketing company, but I would love to be able to have this great polished answer of, well, we sat down and we strategically figured out how are we going to incorporate marketing automation, not only for marketing direction, but for our clients as well. And that's not how it happened. The way it happened was, picture yourself in April, May of 2020. So I was the sole business development person for marketing direction. And as a CEO of a business, I was in fear. There was uncertainty. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I did know that because we were a marketing firm, marketing is an expense. And when CEOs are in fear or things are uncertain, what's the first thing to get cut? Marketing, usually, right? So we were, I won't say prepared, but we were trying to prepare ourselves to be losing maybe half of our clients. Really scary, really scary. So that's not the time to be bringing on a sales team, bringing on a sales assistant, what have you. So we're preparing for the worst while trying to support our clients as much as possible. So you've got Christy Vogel, business development for marketing direction, while also trying to run the company, trying to keep our head above water because we think we're going to lose all these clients. Guess what? We didn't lose any clients. We actually doubled in revenue in 2020. So that's the great news. That's a great news. The not so great news was the sole business development person of marketing direction was drowning. I was underwater. I was trying to handle all of these things with prospecting, with reaching out to people, still trying to build business, scheduling those meetings, following up with people and reminding them about the meetings, having a nice polished presentation for that meeting, and halfway knowing what I'm talking about by researching the client that I was going to be talking to or the prospect that I was going to be talking to. So all of these things started going by the wayside. And I call this my 2 a.m. wake-up call. Actually, I was already awake at 2 a.m., so I should change the slide to reflect something else, because I was up at 2 a.m. because I was getting all this stuff done. Asked my husband, Bill, he's like, you got to go to bed. I'm like, no, I got another prospect meeting that I got to prep for. So I just quit doing it. I wasn't prepared with my meetings. I was winging it. How many of us have winged it? And it's not a fun feeling at all. And I don't like that. I like going in, being prepared, and really understanding what I'm going to be talking about and understanding the business of the person that I'm going to be speaking with. So that was a scary moment, but I decided that in order to be able to do all of these things and to continue to do them well, I couldn't just build this business development team overnight. I needed something fast, and I needed something that was relatively inexpensive as well. So necessity is the mother of invention. This was a mother, and I needed to get something invented quickly. So the answer was delegating and automating. So it wasn't that polished, beautiful strategy of how do we automate. I was doing it on the fly, and fortunately it worked, and it worked so well that once we got it really polished up, we've also incorporated it into our clients' marketing plans. So it's something that was a necessary to do on the fly. We polished it up, made it run and work very successfully, and then we're able to share the wealth with that. So I'm going to talk about some different platforms that I incorporated, as well as some of the people that I helped, that are helping me, so I can delegate to them. So first I took LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Who is currently on Navigator? Yes, okay, a few people. So with Sales Navigator, that's basically a targeting tool. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but that's, you pay LinkedIn with that helps you target. That way the people that you're talking to are actually the decision makers that you're looking to get in front of. And then Copilot AI. Copilot is what allows you to get in front with messages of asking, hey, let's get together for a meeting. We'll talk more about that. And by the way, there are so many different LinkedIn automation platforms out there. We use Copilot AI. Check out the ones that you like the best and use those. I keep getting asked all the time, well, what about this one? What about that one? I don't research all of them because Copilot works for us. So, but there are a bunch of them out there. Calendly allows you to schedule on a calendar. Jonathan wants to get together. I give him my link. Don't make me look at my calendar. Click on the link. Prezi. How many use Prezi? All right. So Prezi is PowerPoint on steroids, basically. So it's a very impressive presentation app. And then my virtual assistant, who's in Trinidad, $6 an hour. And my mom, she writes my thank you notes. And it was awesome because it gave her a sense of purpose. So, going back to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I don't want to waste time talking to people who can't make decisions on whether or not they're going to bring in an outsourced marketing company. So LinkedIn Sales Navigator allows me to do that. So you can focus based on, you can target based on the title of people in a company, the geographies, the industries, and the number of employees. Can't do revenue, but number of employees kind of coincides that way. So for marketing direction, we are targeting C-suite, VPs, partners, owners of companies in Florida, pretty much all industries, and then with 11 plus employees. We want to make sure that they're big enough so that we could service them and they could afford what our services are. So that's with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So once we had the target that we were looking to speak to, how do we get in front of them and speak to them? Because that takes time too, reaching out for connection, what have you. So with Copilot AI allows all of that to happen in the background without me doing it. So basically, Jonathan, I'm Christy Vogel with Marketing Direction. Let's get connected. Are you gonna connect? Say yes.
Sure, yes, I'm definitely.
And you've all gotten these connection requests. We have people in common, building my network, let's get connected. So Jonathan connects. About 15 minutes later, Jonathan gets another note. Jonathan, thanks for connecting. I'd love to talk to you about the benefits of working with an outsourced marketing department for you or somebody that you know. Click on the link here and we'll have coffee or virtual call, that kind of thing. So if Jonathan clicks on the Calendly link, so the Calendly link is that calendar app, we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment, that's great, we're all set up. Jonathan's busy though, so Jonathan says, you know, I might want to talk to her, but you get a phone call or you get an email, you're late for a meeting, so it goes unanswered. He doesn't click on that link. So a couple days later, Jonathan, did you see the message above? I'm wondering if you still think it would be a benefit for us to get together and talk about outsourced marketing. Jonathan sees it again, maybe, maybe not. If he doesn't see it, then about 2 days later, a follow-up message. Jonathan, seems like you're kind of busy, I understand this time of year. If you're ever in need of outsourced marketing, give me a holler. Here's our website. So it's not it's not Jonathan, it's Jonathan. So it's the frequency without being annoying. I don't want to be annoying. And I only want to talk to people who are interested in talking about marketing. So I'm not going to force people to talk to me. So that's kind of what Copilot does in the background. You're talking to targeted people, you're getting in front of them with the right frequency, and you're giving them an easy way to set up a meeting with you, and you're not setting up that meeting. So when I talk about this, I get the question a lot. Okay, if you're doing these automated connection requests, how many LinkedIn connections do you have? Anybody want to guess how many LinkedIn connections I have? Come on.
10,000.
10,000? Higher. 15? Higher. I've got over 16,000. So, and I can't pat myself on the back for doing that because that was through automation. I mean, I had a hefty amount. I'm a marketer, so I should have a lot, but the automation has done that. So, I mentioned Calendly. How many are using Calendly or a calendar app? Just a few of you. Okay, if you walk out of here and not implementing anything but some kind of a calendar app, please do it. Calendly, and there's a bunch of other apps out there, can be nothing or like $8 a month for all the bells and whistles. It will make your life easy. 6 months from now, you will see me and you will hug me and kiss me and say thank you for asking me to implement a calendar app. It will make your life a lot easier. So basically, with Calendly, like we talked about in the Copilot messaging that Jonathan clicked on, when Jonathan clicks on that link and says, yeah, I want to talk to Christy, then what Jonathan will get is an automated calendar invite that is all customized. So it's going to say Jonathan's name, my name, what we're going to be talking about. I can throw in some questions in there if I want to do that. It also sends an automated personalized reminder. And then after our meeting, after we have this wonderful meeting, it sends a follow-up. Because 9 times out of 10, we're talking about basically the same thing. And so that automatic follow-up email comes out to Jonathan a couple of hours later after our meeting is done. If for some reason Jonathan takes the conversation way over here and what we talked about doesn't work with that follow-up email, I just cancel it. So, and then I have to craft your own email response, so don't make me do that. So that in a nutshell is what Calendly does. Highly recommend you take a look at incorporating that. I mentioned Prezi. So she starts researching for each prospect, what are these guys selling, who do they sell to, how long have they been in business, how many employees do they have a marketing department, and what are they currently doing for marketing. This is all the information that I need to have a really credible conversation with a prospect. So she takes all of that information and she puts it into the Prezi presentation, the PowerPoint on steroids. So basically the first 4 slides of the Prezi is customized to the prospect, and then the rest of it is typical marketing direction information based on the industry of the prospect that I'm talking to. So layout's only updating those first 4 slides. And this is just a screenshot of what Prezi kind of looks like, but it zooms in, it zooms out. It's really cool. If we had video options here, I would show that to you. And then that's one of the first slides of the prospect slide. So I walk in there, I can look at this stuff 5 minutes before my meeting, literally 5 minutes before my meeting, and it looks like I've really done my homework. And I don't have hours to spend anymore on doing this. So now it's all right there. And Mom. And no, Mom didn't have to work on Mother's Day. I gave her the day off. So my mom writes handwritten thank you notes to all of our prospects. And the really cool thing is that Mom's handwriting looks like mine. Or I guess I should say my handwriting looks like hers because she had it before I did. And this is great because she's retired. Kids are grown. She doesn't have a whole lot going on and no reason to have to get up in the morning. So now she's got her job of writing my thank you notes. So that's worked out really well. So this is all of it in a nutshell. If you want to take a picture of all of the different apps that I'm using and how I've connected them. But you can see the cost. I mean, the highest cost up there is Copilot at about $400 a month. You can shop around and maybe find something a little less expensive. They'll even help you on content. They're not content writers, so I would probably hire somebody to help you with that content. But those are all of the things that I use, and it's really saved my life. And as I build my sales team, they're loving this because this is doing all the things for them that they don't want to do and that I have to get on them about doing. So it automatically happens with that. So yeah, $99 a month for Sales Navigator, $400 for Copilot, Calendly. You can really get it for free. Prezi is $180 a year. My virtual assistant is $6 an hour. And I found her on GoLance. And Mom says you can't afford her, so sorry.